Well, praise the Lord Jesus. I'm Dr. Courtney, Jesus Professor, and we need to talk about the sin of suicide. Suicide is a serious sin for several reasons. One, God forbids the shedding of innocent blood, explaining that in the image of God has God made man. The commandment, you shall not kill, is sometimes rendered, you shall not murder, but all shedding of innocent blood is in view here, not just the legal crime of murder. Killing of others may be justified in war, after due legal process, or in self-defense, but taking one's own life is just as much an offense against the image of God as taking the innocent life of another. Even if plagued by the guilt of heinous crimes, the proper course is to confess and surrender to the governing authorities who bear God's sword in these matters, since the individual does not bear God's sword in executing himself any more than the individual could bear God's sword in executing others. The second reason that suicide is a serious sin is that if you follow Jesus, you are not your own. You were bought at the price of Jesus' precious blood. If you have been buried with Messiah in baptism, you've already surrendered your life to Jesus. You rose from the waters of baptism, pledging a good conscience toward God and to live a new life in Jesus, our Messiah. Suicide represents pushing Jesus off the throne of your life and claiming that you have the right to do what you will, putting the time and manner of your death into your own hands rather than submitting them to Jesus. The third reason that suicide is a serious sin is that if you reckon that God will forgive your sin of suicide, you're guilty of the sin of presumption. This is the notion that you can intentionally plan a sin in advance. How do you think standing before God would go if you died in the premeditated act of adultery, premeditated murder? Why would you expect your eternity to be more comfortable if you perish by violating the commandment against shedding innocent blood and killing yourself? The fourth reason that suicide is a serious sin is that odds are good that you have duties and obligations that you need to do your best to meet. Duties to spouse, children, communities, people you owe money to. You don't have permission to use suicide to escape from these duties. For married people, you must also remember that a man's body does not belong to him alone, but also to his wife. Suicide is just another form of spousal abandonment. It is an intentional violation of every commitment, every contract, and every covenant that other people expect you to keep in good faith and good conscience. Maybe you've been tempted by suicide. Maybe you're tempted by suicide now. Maybe you've even tried it. Well, praise the Lord Jesus that you're still here, since a live dog is better than a dead lion. Ask Jesus for help and reach out to family, friends, brothers, and Jesus, or even medical professionals and first responders for assistance standing with you. Save yourself from the judgment and raging fire that will consume the enemies of God. Well, praise the Lord Jesus. I'm Dr. Courtney, Jesus Professor, and we trust that Jesus can help you defeat the temptation and the death and the desperation that might lead
Good
one.
luck in the land where the big grapes grow. scroll, milk and honey flow from the morning till the night, and everybody singing to Jesus. Yeah, the good life is the land where the big grapes grow, milk and honey flow from the morning till the night, and everybody singing to Jesus. Oh, I love Jesus. La 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 la. I love Jesus.